Offset got shot outside a casino, but what if this wasn't just a random fight? The headline that shocked everyone is simple. Offset was shot outside a casino in Florida. Within minutes, the internet started connecting it to his past issues, his breakup with Cardi B, and her relationship with Stefon Diggs. But when you actually look closely, the situation is much more complicated than people are making it seem. What happened that night? On the evening of April 6, 2026, Offset was at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. According to early reports, everything went down around the valet area. Police were already nearby, so they responded quickly when things got out of control. At some point, a fight broke out. Videos started spreading online showing Offset arguing and getting physical with another person. Then, shots were fired. Offset was hit, but thankfully survived. He was rushed to the hospital and later confirmed to be in stable condition. That part is important. Despite all the chaos, this was not a fatal situation, and he is expected to recover. The Lil TJ situation. Soon after the incident, Lil TJ was taken into custody. This made things even more confusing, because people immediately assumed he was responsible for the shooting. But here's where things take a turn. Lil TJ was not charged with shooting anyone. Instead, he was charged with disorderly conduct and similar minor offenses. His lawyer quickly made it clear that he did not have a weapon and was not facing gun-related charges. That means the person who actually fired the gun may not have been identified publicly yet. Still, after being released, Lil TJ went online and called Offset a rat, claiming Offset pointed him out to police. That added more fuel to the drama, even though it doesn't prove who actually pulled the trigger. The gambling rumors. Another layer to this story is the talk about gambling. Some online reports claim the fight started over a $10,000 debt. Others go even further, saying Offset owes hundreds of thousands of dollars due to gambling losses. None of this has been officially confirmed, but it keeps coming up again and again. If even part of that is true, it could explain why tensions were already high that night. Casinos can be intense environments, and money issues can push arguments to a dangerous level. Why Cardi B got pulled into this? Now let's talk about why Cardi B is being mentioned in all of this. After the shooting, people didn't just focus on the casino incident. They went back months, looking at everything that happened between Cardi, Offset, and Stefon Diggs. Cardi and Offset had a long and very public relationship. They got married in 2017 and built a life together, including having children. But their marriage had problems for years, especially because of cheating accusations. By the end of 2023, Cardi made it clear that she was done. She filed for divorce and started speaking openly about how difficult the relationship had become. She described emotional stress, lack of trust, and constant issues that pushed her to walk away. Cardi moves on. Not long after the breakup, Cardi began spending time with Stefon Diggs. At first, people thought it was just a rumor. Then they were seen together more often. By mid-2025, they were openly a couple. They appeared at events, shared moments online, and didn't try to hide their connection. From the outside, it looked like Cardi had moved on and was starting a new chapter. But for Offset, it didn't seem that simple. Offset's reaction. As Cardi's new relationship became more public, Offset's behavior started raising eyebrows. He posted cryptic messages online. Some of them sounded emotional, while others felt more aggressive. At one point, he made a post that suggested things could turn violent if people kept playing with his family. He later deleted many of these posts, but by then, people had already taken screenshots. This is where things started to shift from normal breakup drama into something more serious. The allegations and recordings. Then came the claims from internet personalities and influencers. One of the biggest came from a woman who said Offset had been reaching out to her, borrowing money, and acting unpredictable. She also shared a recording where a voice, believed to be Offset, made threats towards someone. According to her, that person was Stefon Diggs. In the recording, the voice talked about harming someone physically. It wasn't said clearly in the clip, but she claimed the target was Diggs. Now, this is important. These claims are not confirmed by law enforcement. They are allegations, but they added to the growing image of Offset being under pressure and not thinking clearly. Cardi's side of the story. While all this was happening, Cardi made her own statements online. She said she had been dealing with harassment and threats for a long time. She didn't always name who was responsible, but many people assumed she was talking about Offset. She described feeling unsafe and said the situation had gone too far. Later, when the recordings and claims started spreading, Cardi didn't deny them directly. Instead, she said she had been trying to warn people that someone was using others to get information about her and disrupt her life. That response made people feel like there might be some truth behind the rumors. Even if nothing was proven, did Stefon Diggs have anything to do with the shooting? This is the biggest question, and it's where things need to be very clear. There is no confirmed evidence that Stefon Diggs had anything to do with the shooting. No police report has linked him to it. No official statement has suggested his involvement. No charges point in his direction. The shooting appears to have started from a fight at the casino, not from a planned attack connected to Cardi or Diggs. So while the internet is connecting dots, those connections are not backed by facts. What actually makes sense? When you remove the rumors and focus on what is known, a simpler picture appears. Offset was at a casino. A fight broke out. Gunfire followed. He was injured but survived. Everything else, Cardi, Diggs, old threats, leaked recordings, belongs to a separate storyline that people are trying to tie in. That doesn't mean those details don't matter. They help explain the emotional state and tension around everyone involved. But they don't prove a direct link to the shooting. Where things stand now, right now, Offset is recovering. The police are still investigating what happened that night and who actually fired the weapon. Cardi has stayed mostly quiet since the incident, which is unusual for her. That silence has made people even more curious. As for Diggs, he hasn't publicly responded to any of the claims or rumors. The bigger picture. This whole situation shows how quickly stories can grow online. One real event, a shooting, turned into a much bigger narrative involving relationships, jealousy, money, and revenge. Some parts of that story may be true. Others are just speculation. What we do know is this. Offset has been going through a difficult time, both personally and financially. His breakup with Cardi was not clean or easy. Her new relationship added more tension. And now, a violent incident has put everything under a microscope. Final thoughts. At the center of all this is a man recovering from a gunshot wound in a situation that could have ended much worse. It's easy to get caught up in theories and drama, but the facts matter more. There is no solid proof that Stefon Diggs was involved in what happened. There is no confirmed link between Cardi's past statements and the shooting itself. What we're seeing is a mix of real events and online speculation blending together into one big story. And until more official information comes out, that's where things stand.